I'm criminal defense attorney Ryan Pacyga, and I'm going to talk about how you know if you're the subject of a federal criminal investigation. The reality is you won't always know, but there are some ways to potentially tell. One thing is if you hear that the FBI or DEA or IRS are coming around and asking your business associates or friends questions and they surround you, that's one way to obviously to have an idea that you may be under investigation. Or you may get a knock on the door yourself or a subpoena for either documents or a grand jury subpoena for testimony. And if you get that, you should probably think about calling a criminal defense attorney right away, one that does a lot of federal criminal defense. The reason is that the federal government classifies people generally in three categories, and those are target, subject, and witness, and each of them have different definitions and levels of importance. The most serious thing to be called is a target, and that means essentially that the federal government is looking at having the grand jury indict you, and they have a definition for that in the U.S. Attorney's Manual, and basically that's defined as a person who the prosecutor or the grand jury has substantial evidence linking the person to the commission of a crime and who, in the judgment of the prosecutor, is what's called a putative defendant, meaning someone that really ought to be punished. A subject of investigation, you're still under hot water, not quite as serious as a target necessarily. A subject is defined as a person whose conduct is within the scope of the grand jury's investigation. So perhaps your name has been thrown out a few times around this investigation, and you may or may not become a target later or be indicted or not later. And then finally, a witness. A witness is somebody simply who the prosecutor or grand jury want to hear from to help put the investigation together. So what you have the right to do, of course, is call a criminal defense attorney and have them try to determine for you whether or not you are a target or subject. That can be done. Usually we'll call the U.S. Attorney's Office and find out and ask them in writing or in person, is this person a subject or target? That can help us render further advice to somebody who may be being investigated for federal crimes by the grand jury or investigative services like the FBI, DEA, IRS, and the like. If you have more questions about federal criminal investigations or federal criminal charges, you can call me. My name is Ryan Pacyga. You can find me at arrestedmn.com or at 612-339-5844.